You've worked hard to build a dream retirement. Now it's time to put that plan into action. This is Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker. The team at Vincent Financial wants to help you build, protect, and grow income to get you to and through retirement. Now, Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker.
This is the Retire ATL podcast, all powered by the Vincent Financial Group. You can get more when you visit retireatlradio.com. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. Now, let's get to the show. My name is Mark Owens. All right, gentlemen, I want to talk about fees here for just a couple of minutes because it's a big aspect of what you do every single day at the Vincent Financial Group. And I think a lot of adults know they're probably paying fees in their portfolio. They may not understand it all. There may be hidden fees in there, but there's also a value to fees because it's not all a bad thing because it may be worth the price that you're paying, Aaron.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that actually brought Matt and I together when we first started talking about starting our own firm.
True love.
It was true love. We locked
BFF.
eyes from across the room.
They had that heart locket that said BFF.
Gosh.
You break it off.
People are going to think that's true. It's not true. But one of the things was, look, the financial services industry, I don't even like that term, but it is what it is complicated, right? And fees is one of those things. And so we talked early on in the days of starting our firm, we're like, can we kind of cut through all the mumbo jumbo, all the nonsense? Can we make things at least clear for people? And so one of those things is fees. And there are some things I'm concerned about. Let's put it that way. There are some really creative ways that firms and advisors have come up with to try to communicate and market their way of charging fees as if it's better. And so you've heard things like, we're a fee-only advisory firm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that must be good.
Oh, wow. Kind of holier than thou. Like, we only charge fees. Then there's like, we're fee-based. We base everything on charging a fee. And then there's a little asterisk by it, well, everything else. And then you've got the other firms who like try to get kind of creative, and I don't blame them for this. I think it doesn't work out the way they intended to. We've seen that, but is where, hey, we're going to charge fees, but included in our fees is going to be like CPA, tax accounting services, and like estate planning, attorney, kind of documents can be drawn up as well, all in-house for a flat fee. And I don't want to just completely drop a bomb on those are all bad.
Right.
Because then you have the other advisors where for their money management services, they charge a percentage of the assets. That's pretty common. And so is there a right way or a wrong way? I'm not here to tell you there's a right way or a wrong way. I'm here to say I have some concerns. And they're concerns not just that are living in my head, they're concerns that our clients bring to us. And so most of our new clients, folks that come into our office and are sitting down with us, go through our process, and a lot of them decide to become our clients, to move to us. Some don't. But in that process, we get to learn a lot. I mean, we get to hear it all. What's been pitched to them by other advisors as they've been doing their due diligence, and what their current advisor does and why. And then we find out that what that person thought their advisor was doing and charging for, they actually weren't. It was this over here. And we hear all the stories. And so I want to tell you a story to kind of highlight what we're talking about. It's a hypothetical situation that I've used real details of several client stories. People have been in our office, conversations that we've had, but in this hypothetical situation, this gentleman was not our client. He was coming in considering our services. Ultimately, he decided not to choose our services, and here's why. He said, I will only choose a firm that charges a flat fee. I will never. I don't care. You can tell me everything about your services. You can even prove it to me on using your software and your tools of the value that you're going to bring to me. I don't care. If you charge a fee based on percentage of assets, I will not choose your firm. I'm only going to choose one that is a flat fee. I pay them a number every year, and that's what the fee is. It's not based on my asset size or anything else. And I said,
on the face of it, that may be like, yeah,
right.
I like that.
I get it.
I don't want to pay a percentage. I just want to pay a flat fee. Yeah, I like that.
I want to write you a check. I want to control I want to know what I'm paying, and I don't want to be buried in my statement somewhere. Look, I get all that.
That's one side of the ledger.
That's one side of the story. That's exactly right. And so here's the irony. I'll make this a shorter story. I asked him, okay, that's great. I respect that. This is your money. You're the one that's worked hard for it. You have the right to do whatever you want. Why do you feel that way? And ultimately what it came down to is I feel like I'm going to get screwed if I choose any other. I'm going to pay too much if I choose any other way of paying a fee. If I've got to sit down and write a check to this firm every year, and I know what that check is going to be. And
I'm in control.
I'm in control of it. I know I'm not going to get screwed because I can calculate it. Makes sense at face value. Well, after we had a more thorough conversation, he was still, kind of talking with us and still wanting to know our process and all that kind of stuff.
We did such a good job.
Yeah.
that he knew he wasn't going to get what he wanted from us, and yet he decided to go all the way through the process. Isn't that interesting?
2 more times. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting.
So what he didn't know was
What he didn't know was he was paying more with this, kind of flat fee only service. This is other firm. He was going to be paying them more annually than he was going to be paying us. The very thing he came into our office saying he was afraid of is the thing he ultimately chose to engage in. The problem was he just didn't know it.
Right.
Because it felt different. The way it was pitched to him and marketed to him felt different. That other firm was able to paint a story or paint a picture of what the fees would look like and be like and feel like that wasn't necessarily the same as the way we charge. But ultimately, when you boil all the fluff down and you just get to the absolute math, the black and white, the unsexy, I don't care about emotions, I don't care about how anyone feels about it. It is what it is. Here's the numbers. He's paying that flat rate fee. He's paying more to that firm than he was going to be paying us.
Now, Aaron,
that's a travesty to me.
He got a lot more services, though. Right?
I love when you play devil's advocate.
He got a lot more. I mean, Aaron, you're like only telling one side of the story because, yeah, he's paying more, but he got like way more. Like he got a faster car. You were selling a minivan and he got a Porsche and it cost him more. So what?
I would have been able to swallow this pill easier if that were true, Matt.
So you're saying that's not true?
He told us, and this is a direct quote, that, guys, I wanted you guys to win. I wanted you guys to be the ones who were my advisor. I was hoping through this process that you would be the clear winner, and you were. You are, based on all the services that you're showing me and based on the planning that you're doing and based on the tools that you use and based on some of the proprietary stuff that you guys have that no one else has. But darn it, when it came down to it, I'm only going to pay a flat fee, and you guys don't offer that, and so I'm going somewhere else.
So he was getting more, or he wasn't?
He would have gotten more from us. He said that with his own mouth, but he didn't want to pay.
I didn't actually realize that.
Yeah.
When I started this line of questioning, I didn't actually know where it was going to end.
Now he came in the last meeting. I could see it when he walked in the door. It was written on his face. It was like bad news. I could tell he was like bummed and like not wanting to break up with us to a certain extent, and yet, as the story unfolded, he even said, I wanted you guys to win.
So what I hear you saying is that our way is the best way?
Obviously. Yes. It's really the only way. So
it's
call
the only
it.
way.
No.
the confidence.
I would feel awkward. I believe that, but I would feel awkward saying that I know that because, look, there are lots of other good advisors out there.
Yeah.
There are other good firms besides our firm. But I am convinced that the services that we offer and the fees that we charge is the best way to do it. Now, you should know this as well. We are able to charge fees however we see fit. If we wanted to move to a flat fee rate or a fee-based way or an asset-based percentage, we could change those things if we wanted to. And so we do the research, we do the analysis, we do the calculations. In my opinion, it's the best way.
We actually know people who, we have a lot of friends in this industry.
Yeah.
And we know people that do the flat fee model. And the behind the scenes math looks a little bit like this. They look at their client base and they all say, okay, if we charged everyone like a 1% fee or a 1.5% fee, it doesn't matter what the fee is. If we just charged everyone a percentage of the assets, how much revenue would we generate as a firm? Okay, got that number, wrote it down. And what's the average client have in the way of assets? Okay, got it. Write that number down. Our average client has $1.2 million in assets. And if that average client had 1.2 and we were charging everyone a flat fee, that means every client we would be getting this much revenue for them. And so guess what they do? That becomes their flat fee.
Yeah.
And so if you're entering into that model, the flat fee model, and you have less than the average assets of their client base, you're paying more than you would have on the flat fee model.
Right.
And if you're going in with more than the average assets of their average client, you're paying less than you would, and yet you don't get the benefit of being worth more to their firm. So you don't get the service that you would get from someone who's charging a percent-based fee.
Right.
Because if you come in with, you're twice the average client of someone and you're paying a percent-based fee, you're paying them more than someone else who's coming in with less. And so if there's value consideration, you should be getting more. You should be getting more value if you're paying more in fees. The flat fee model kind of messes up the value exchange because depending on where you are relative to like that firm's average client, you're either paying more than you should or you're probably getting less value, less service than you should. And that's a weird place to be. It's one of the reasons we don't do it that way.
And there's nothing wrong with asking the questions about how much am I paying for your services. I think some people maybe feel like they're, breaching a line or they're getting too detailed about your industry or what you do for people. That's why you offer that fee analysis. Here's what we charge, and here's what you have in fees that you may or may not know about. The fee analysis from the Vincent Financial Group, Matt Decker.
It's something that I think you have to have. Do we get frustrated when people ask us what our fees are? No. Because how in the world can you make a good decision with your hard-earned dollars if you can't assess the value of a thing? If you don't know what you're getting and what you're paying, how can you decide whether or not what you're getting is worth it? There are people that come in and they're paying twice as much in fees as they thought they were paying. And they thought that they were getting value until we show them through this fee analysis what they're actually paying. And then they're like, whoa. Actually, that's not worth the value that I thought that it was. I thought I was paying half of that. Mm-hmm. You can't make a decision without having all the facts. That's one of the reasons we do offer that fee analysis. 770-741-0120.
We feel like the burden of proof is on us to show our clients or our future clients what value that we're going to bring them. So by the time you get through our process, you will know exactly what we plan to do for you, and you will know the before and after. You will know the benefit, and you will know what those services cost you. And so you'll be able to decide, I'm going to get this for this much in fees charged. You will know that answer. I can't stand the fact that lots of firms, or even the norm in our industry, is, hey, let me give you a big sales pitch. I hope that you choose our firm. I promise you I'm going to do all these things for you. Go ahead and roll your money over under our management. We'll start charging you our fee, and then we're going to show you what we're going to do. And you're kind of left to buy it before you try it.
Yeah.
Where else do you do that in life? I don't even buy a car that way, let alone entrust somebody with my life savings. And so that's a backwards way of thinking. Matter of fact, you're going to hear from us. You're going to get the value, the before and after, and the fee before you even ask for it. Like that's a step in our process. And
unless you come in the door and ask for it first thing, then you won't get it before. But we offer it up.
Yeah,
it's available from the team of the Vincent Financial Group, 770-741-0120. RetireATLRadio.com to meet the team or to begin this conversation. 770-741-0120. You can call, you can text. We have a representative standing by right now. And I think the big question is, Matt Decker, who are we talking to? Who do you serve in the great state of Georgia? Who are you looking to help?
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 different types of people or couples or families that we typically end up serving. And we always say that you attract the people that you're like, and you attract the things that you talk about. So we spend a lot of time on this show talking about taxes, talking about income planning. And so what we talk about is typically what ends up showing up in the office because they're like, oh, that's me. And one of the conversations we have all the time where people come in and they're like, you were talking about me on the radio. Mm-hmm. It's that person who's, they're in their early 60s, let's say, 60 to 68. They're retired or they're soon to be retired. They're like months away from retirement. They're that person, and these people, like saving has been easy for them. For whatever reason, their whole life, they just know how to save. What's interesting about this person is a lot of times if they're married, they are paired with someone who's very comfortable spending. And so it creates an interesting dynamic where one of you is the saver and one of you is the spender. You get to retirement, and now it's like it's a tug-of-war game over what retirement looks like. So they're on total opposite sides of the spectrum, but they end up making decisions together. And they get to the end of their working career and they're like, all right, I got this pile of money, and my pile of money is like, it's healthy. It looks good. But all I know how to do is save. Like I don't actually know how to now take that pile of money and spend off of it because all I know how to do is save. But now I know, like conceptually, I know that my paycheck is stopping, and that means that my saving is basically going to be stopping, and I feel a way. I feel a way about taking all this money that I've saved, and I'm like coming up against this paradigm shift of I'm no longer going to be a saver. I'm now going to be a spender. And for a lot of people, that is one of the most difficult transitions that they can make as it relates to retirement planning. And we hear them say things like, you know, people with pensions have it so easy. Like, I wish I had a pension.
I had a pension.
Wish I had a pension, because then I wouldn't have to worry about it, right? The money would just keep showing up, and then they would continue to save, right? That's really what they're saying. Like, if you gave me a pension, I would know how to utilize that, and I'd keep saving. They say things like, you know, can I actually afford to like spend this money? Can I actually afford to tap into this pile of money and spend it down? And so for them, you know, when they're coming into the office, it feels like what they need and what they're looking for is for someone to kind of look at the saving that they've done, look at their pile of dollars, look at their lifestyle and their plans and what they want to do and what they want to accomplish. And they almost need, this is going to sound weird.
I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah. They need permission.
Yeah. And doesn't that sound weird?
It does, because it's your money.
It's your money, but it's almost like you need someone to say like, yes, you can do this. Mm-hmm. And not only, yes, you can do this, but if you don't do this, you're going to leave behind more money than you want to.
And also someone who can say, and let me prove it to you. I'm not just going to fill you full of hot air and tell you what you want to hear.
They need permission,
yeah.
And they need to be shown that there's actually like it's secure. There's security in the plan. It's not just a shooting from the hip, back of the napkin. Like, that sounds great, but you got to show me that it's actually going to work the way that you say it's going to work, because I've never done this before. I've only ever saved and built.
And the reason why that plays itself out, or how it does, is it's an amazing, I mean, it's got to be 9 out of 10 people. And whether you're in this 60 to 70, maybe you're a little bit older, a little bit younger, regardless, almost everyone asks some form of this question. So you guys are seeing my stuff, you're looking at my statements and you're doing the analysis, using your tools. And so tell me how I line up to people that are also my age. Like, am I doing okay? Like, am I ahead? Am I behind? Like, tell me, because there's safety in numbers, right? You want to know if you're 62 and you saved $2 million, what you don't want to hear is, yeah, everybody else I talked to at 62 has $3 million.
Yeah, you're the only person I've ever seen in this situation.
That's right. You're the first one ever, or, they would want to hear, no, actually, we look at a lot of plans and we serve a lot of people and you're ahead of the pace as far as the averages go, or whatever the truth is, they want to know it. But I just know the kind of psychological, you can see it play out even in that question.
I think for them, it's such a hard thing. It's such a hard thing to make this transition. And you know why. You've spent, if this is you, if I'm talking to you, if we've basically, bullseyed you, you're driving in your car, whatever, you're listening on the radio, and you're like, how did they know? How did they know that was me? It's because we talk to you every single week. Mm-hmm. You come into our office. It's just not you. It's someone else. Who's you? You've spent 40 years, probably 30, 40 years learning and perfecting this art of living below your means, saving off of what you make. And you've gotten really, really good at that. And that's why you're in the position that you're in. And that's why retirement is going to be great for you, as long as you can make the transition from saving to spending. And there's a lot of people that wait too long to make that transition because they don't have the permission and kind of the security in the plan. And they don't trust it. They don't believe it. They haven't been shown it. And so they live way below their means during their, the prime of their retirement. When you're the youngest, when you're the most able to do the things that you might want to do, you live way below your means. And then you get to a point where you kind of believe, you're like, okay, wow, my money has only grown in retirement. I'm really not spending it down at all. And now I'm not going to be able to actually enjoy it as much as I would have hoped. Making this transition is difficult. You're in good company. A lot of you, all of you that are the savers, you all have a hard time making this transition. You are not alone, and we are here to help you make that transition and not just tell you what you can spend, but we want to prove it to you. We want to show it to you so that you can really know, okay, I can do this, and here's what it means, and here's what it looks like, and I'm going to go enjoy my retirement.
So that's who we serve. That's one of the 5 or 6 core problems that we find ourselves solving over and over again. Here's who we don't serve: Phillies fans. No, I'm kidding.
Attaboy, well played.
I'm kidding.
Well played.
We have some. As a matter of fact, we had someone here and recently who's an awesome guy, and his wife. They're a blast. I would even consider them friends now, and they're Phillies fans. So I'm kidding, but I'm kind of not kidding.
I'm going to my first Philly game later this month.
In Philly?
Up in Philadelphia.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not
Good
really sure
luck.
how to feel about that one.
You're going to have batteries thrown at you, and you're going to have. Don't wear your Braves gear.
I promise to be on my best behavior for that one too. That's going to be awkward. But it's all about the power of having a plan. And as I've said before, you don't know what you don't know. There's nothing wrong with asking the questions to the team at the Vincent Financial Group. How am I doing? They want to build you a customized, personalized plan. It's no cost, no obligation to you. We invite you to make the phone call right now. We have a representative standing by. 770-741-0120.
Insurance products are offered through the Insurance Business Advanced Planning Group. Vincent Financial Group is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Advanced Planning Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Advanced Planning Group and IPW are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be constructed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Vincent Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained by sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Vincent Financial Group. Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA. This podcast is a paid placement.